Hey there, it's Brittany, and I'm back with the curated bead box unboxing for August. I know I'm behind. I've had this for a few days. I've just been swamped. Like, regular life and my day job have taken over, and I've kind of had to put YouTube on a back burner, and I feel awful about it, but well, we're here now. So this is August. It's called Sizzlin' Summer, and if you want to take, a screenshot or see what's in the box, here's the list. Everything is available usually on their site if you wanted to buy more. It says bead sizes and types may vary due to availability. They're available on dollarbead.com using their model numbers. Each box also contains a finding starter kit, which includes crimp beads, elastic, beading wire, memory wire, head pins, jump rings, ear wires, and lobster clasps. If you're thinking about subscribing, you'll receive 35% off your first box if you use the code TURQST35. And I'll leave all of that information below in the description box, as well as a link to their website. So let's dig in. The last couple times I've done an unboxing for them, I've immediately made some jewelry, so hopefully I get to do that today. I'm going to leave my box right there. It's wrapped in some nice tissue paper. And I'm loving the color. Like, this is definitely summer themed. I already kind of have an idea for this color palette. I just didn't really look to see what's in there. So we have number one, 12 millimeter red silver leaf style glass beads. It's an 8-inch string. Oh, that's what this is. So it's red. It kind of looks like Dexter to me. If you know what I'm talking about, the TV show Dexter. But it's red with some silver leaf. These are actually pretty cool. I honestly like these. I would use them in some Halloween jewelry, probably. But I think they would look fantastic with several different holidays, actually. You could pull this off with anything that has a red theme. But it looks really good with the summer theme, too. But I think if you're maybe a Dexter fan, this would be a great bracelet. Next, we have 12 millimeter cherry quartz duo style glass bead. So I'm thinking that's they're the style of cherry quartz, but they're crackle glass. Cherry quartz is man-made too. It's also glass, but this is a really cute bubblegum pink. I love crackle glass, and I love that this is like cloudier than crackle glass. 10 millimeter hot pink red spot marble. That's got to be this. Glass beads, 8-inch string. These are hot pink. Like, those are neon. And you guys know I love hot pink. It's my second favorite color. And I love pink and red together. I think I just said that in my yesterday video. I like it. I'm liking it. Next, we have Carnelian Duo style glass beads, 8-inch string and 10 millimeter. So I think the Duo, it's like a gemstone style glass bead, and it's got some red and some orange. These are pretty cool. They look like agate, but they're glass. Deep orange gold leaf style glass bead, 8-inch string. I'm thinking that's this, 10 millimeters. Yeah, because it's got a gold finish in the glass. That's pretty cool. Some of these I haven't seen before. These are pretty neat. Then we have 8 millimeter bronze rustic glass pearl beads in a 16-inch string. I love these beads. These are one of my favorite types of like glass pearls. I just love that bumpiness, the texture on them. And these are actually really nice. I don't think I have this color, but I know I have some beads like this from their sister site, and they've lasted for years. So I like those. I like this color. I love that color, actually. Next, we have 6 millimeter orange faceted round glass. These are nice. Perfect. Put a little bling in your bracelet or your necklace. I'm loving these colors. Oh, I missed these. 10 millimeter pink faceted glass beads, a 7-inch string. These seem to be like some version of these in just about each box, but I like that it's a good stash builder. I know one box had green and one box had purple, but these are pale pink, pale peachy pink. Then we have 25 by 2.5 millimeter gold brass tube, curved, approximately 30 tubes. So these are nice noodle beads. I don't think I have any of this size. Perfect for bracelets, perfect for stretch bracelets or memory wire bracelets. And the color this month, I actually mentioned that before. I thought I'd only received ones with silver metal. This metal is gold. Then we have 10 millimeter, these are cute, gold filigree brass bead, or I'm sorry, gold filigree bead caps, approximately 50 caps. I feel like that's way more than 50, but you know, I'm not going to count them, but I feel like it's more than 50. They must have done it by weight or something. Very nice. Perfect to add some metal throughout your necklace or bracelet or whatever you're making, earrings. Then we have, oh, I love these, 12 millimeter peach druzy style with line bead, approximately 15 beads. These are so cool. They're glass, but they're druzy style. These are going to be awesome. I'm thinking I'm going to, in one of the pieces that I make, I'm going to incorporate these and possibly these and make some, maybe some African beads to make some jewelry. We'll see. I'm going to make something. We'll see what it turns out as. And, oh, they gave us a red and a pink organza gift bag in case we're selling or giving away a gift. And then here is our findings bag. So like I said, this month is gold. So we have our elastic cord, memory wire, ear wires, jump rings, gold beading wire, head pins, crimp beads, and clasps. So like this is a really good stash building box, no matter who you are, especially if you like these colors. So, and perfect for a beginner because then you're not going to use all these. I still have stuff from my first box from them, and you can start, you know, stashing away while building your stash with some beads. So, let me check my stuff, and I'm going to pull out some things that might work with these beads. Okay, so I pulled out several really cool things that I think will go really well with this color palette. I actually found this heart, this agate heart, and I'm pretty sure it's from Bargain Bee Box. I'm not sure. But anyway, it matched so well with this faux agate that they called the Carnelian Duo style glass bead that I thought I had to use them together. So yeah, and then I thought these were really fantastic. I grabbed this. I'm thinking maybe hanging the pendant from this U-shaped brass pendant. These came in the box too. I think we can work those in a little bit, although I might not go that direction because I don't know if I want it to be that sparkly. I got some some red Ashanti beads. I pulled out a couple pieces of brass, some sunburst beads because I thought they looked, you know, it looks like it's called Sizzle in Summer and it's got a sun on the box. I thought those would go really well with it. And then I also think these would go really well. They're from the box. And then I pulled out a couple other things that might work. So I have a bead mat that will help us with laying out our necklace. I'm just going to push everything to the side, put my bead mat down, and we'll get started. I think I'll just come up a little bit. So we'll start by putting our focals right here. I think I might wire wrap this to hang below the focal, and then we'll attach our necklace going up the sides. I definitely want to use these and our faux druzy beads because they just look so fantastic together, and I for sure want to use these too. So I don't know where that's going to take us. I want to try and work some brass in there. I might work in some of these bead caps, although they're not really the look I'm going for on this necklace. I think these might be a little too bright, but we might work in some some stuff here and there. So let me open up. I always hate opening up my African bead strands because I love how they are on their strings, but we're gonna make a gorgeous necklace. Maybe a bracelet to match too. All right. Okay, and I'm just going to take 4 of these so I can have some more for later because it was a short strand. And my typical way of designing is putting the big beads in and then designing around them. So I have 2 options here. I kind of wanted the necklace to be more like a wider around the collar than this would allow. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to go about this. I love it though. So maybe I'll just change the way I'm thinking about the necklace because I really do like this bar. I want to get some of the red in pretty close to the pendant because there's a lot of the same color family going on here with like the orange and the yellow that's in this pendant. I want to get some of the red that's in the veins into the necklace as soon as possible. So I'm going to put 4 of these Hishi beads here, and I might see if I have any brass beads that'll work as spacers. Put one there. I'm going to put one further up. And we'll get a couple of these going. I love these. I love these. I love how big they are. I don't think I've ever had this style and that big of a bead. Put those there. This would be really great for some leather if you had bigger hold beads. Okay, and then I want to definitely get these in. These are definitely how I'm going to get the effect of the pendant through the rest of the necklace. So I think we'll put 2 here. I'm going to move this down just a little bit. 2 here. And then one of those. You can't see what I'm doing, but I'm putting them in the back. Put 3 up there. But I do want to work more in to the front of the necklace. I'm going to save these in case I make a bracelet to match. We're going to do that. And I have some more red that I think is about to come in handy because we don't want those large Ashanti beads throughout the entire necklace. I'm going to put these between the 3 that are in the back. Will actually go with that leather necklace I made earlier this year. I think it was in March or April. And those here. Put these here. So if you have coordinating beads, necklaces come together really quickly. So I've been looking at this for 7 minutes and I pretty much have my design down. I'm gonna run over to my beads and see if I have some brass spacers that might work, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I found some brass spacers. They're not as bright gold as this, but I think they're gonna work out perfectly fine. I am going to string first and then we'll figure out, you know what, I'm not going to string first. I'm going to wire wrap the heart first because I want to make sure that I like how it looks on that pendant before we string the entire pendant. So I have some 20 gauge wire. I am just going to stick this on. Let's see. I am not a wire wrapper when it comes to wrapping cabochons or pendants. I tried a long time ago and I just didn't have the motivation or the patience for it. Maybe one day I'll get back into it. But okay, so I just made a messy wrap with one of my wires, and then I am going to take my bail making pliers come down here, wrap around. I'm going to straighten that out a little bit. And I don't need to put it on before I close my loop because it's much larger. I just want to make sure that I'm okay with that size loop. Actually, I think I want it a little bit smaller. There we go. There we go. I'll grab my pliers, or you can grab your nylon jaw pliers. And then I'm just going to wire wrap this down around. Actually, I need to trim that other wire. Don't know what I was thinking. Okay. And just keep going around until you're happy. Can come around your pendant, do whatever you like. Okay, so I have that towards the back. And I'll tuck that in so I don't snag on my clothing or my skin. There we go, perfect. And then I'll just kind of straighten that out a little bit. There we go. It's actually pretty. It's better, turned out better than I thought it would. And then that's just going to hang like that. So our pendant is finished. Now I'm just going to string on to our second pendant. So I have my kit. My beading wire, crimp beads. I am going to use crimp tubes, or not crimp tubes, but crimp covers with this. But we will crimp right onto the pendant. I'm gonna open this up. Okay. So I'm not going to cut a length of wire off of this because I want to save as much as I can. So I'm going to grab one of my crimp beads. Take one edge of my pendant. My crimp bead fit right through there. That's okay. We'll go ahead and feed that right back through. Make sure your wires aren't crossed. and find the deepest valley on your crimping pliers and settle that crimp tube or crimp bead right in there. Move that down towards my pendant and then squish. Okay, and then we're going to turn 90 degrees and squish it in the next, squish it in the next valley. And then we're just going to walk it up the pliers. There we go. And then we can start feeding on our beads. So I'm going to start with 2 of these. And then I'm going to pour out some of my brass beads. Put on our Duo glass bead, another brass bead, and then my 2 Ashanti beads. And we'll just slide those down. And I'm going to actually, you know what? I'm going to put a different brass bead right here because I don't like how that like rests right on the pendant. So I'll be right back. Okay, I received these beads from Mama Bruce. Lisa, thank you again. And so I'm just going to take these beads off, put on one of my brass beads. This actually should go over the crimp, so I won't need to include a crimp cover because that'll hide my crimp. So there we go, right up against the pendant. And then we will go from there. I'll trim that tail a little bit later. I just wanted to feed it through a couple beads. Yep, I'm loving this. This is so cool. And I honestly would have never thought to pair this with African beads without the beads that I just got from Curated Bead Box. So I will keep going. Missing one of my red beads. No, yeah, here he is. Whoops. Now I'm trying to decide if I really want to leave this without brass between these beads, but I think I do. Yeah, I think I'm okay without the brass being there. All right, well, I'm going to test it with the brass being there because I can't decide. I can't decide. All right, so I'll leave one side without brass and one side with, and we'll see which one I like a little bit better. Oh, I do like it with the brass a little bit better. You never know until you try it. Take all the time you need to design your piece. All right. I love those big Jersey style beads. They're so pretty. Okay. So then we'll just keep going up the rest of this side. And I think we need 2 more Ashanti beads. I am going to test this length. I don't know if I need more beads up the side for the length that I'm needing. 2 more beads. So I have my outside of my Hishi here. So I'll put one of these on to incorporate that into the back, and then I'll put another brass at the top so we can hide our top crimp bead. So here we go. Here is the first half of this necklace, and it's just stunning. It's so gorgeous. I don't think on camera you can see how awesome this pendant is, but I am in love with this, and I would have never thought about it without these beads and these beads. So I am going to finish off this side. I'm just going to use a clasp and a jump ring. So this is going to be the right side of my necklace. I usually, if I'm using this type of clasp, we'll put this on the right side because I'm right-handed and it's easier for me to close my necklaces that way. And I'll need a crimp bead. Where did the crimp beads go? Here they are. And I'll bring this down. Like I said, I wasn't cutting this because I wanted to make sure I had enough for the other side. So I'll bring this down back through our crimp. And then to get some leverage, I'll push it down through a couple of these beads. And then we hold our clasp. And then we want this part to be loosey-goosey. So we make sure there aren't any gaps between our beads. And this is going to be a little bit of a headache because the crimp bead is smaller than my brass bead, so it's like kind of in there. We'll have to fish that out. Sometimes they don't like coming out. There we go. So I just have to make sure I hold that while I'm tightening, because if it gets stuck in there, it's going to be like I have to take it all apart. Again, there it goes. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of a nightmare. So I ended up crimping it, but there's a little bit of a gap in the back, which nobody's gonna see, but I would cover this up with some crimp covers or just use a different bead here. I'm probably going to use, honestly, a different bead on the other side, just because that was such a nightmare. I am going to go into fast forward mode and do the other side for you. Okay, here is our finished necklace. I am in love with it. It is so fun, and there are just so many different textures and colors on it, and I would have never thought about it without, or thought of it without these beads. So I'll show you better pictures in a little bit. I totally forgot to use some of my brass, so I thought I could use one as a focal on a bracelet that we're going to make using the stretch cord in the kit, some of the Ashanti beads, and then pulling these duo style glass beads back in to make it match the necklace. So just a really easy, fun, fast design. And then I'll kind of gauge how long this needs to be as I go. I'm going to use my Bead-A-Lon elastic cord needle if I can get it to work. And then grab the elastic cord out of the kit. I also want to get some more of my saucers, my Heishi beads. Okay. And I'll see if I can get my... Oh, I have to put the beads on the needle first. So I am going to start with one of these on here because, oh, I was fearing that wouldn't work. The holes are a little too small on these. That one's okay. Maybe I can find one that has a bigger hole than that. And then I'll get started going up the bracelet. The reason why I really wanted to use the elastic cord needle is because of this bead. Now, if it works out that I can't find a bead like this that has a big enough hole for the fourth bead, I can just string everything and then use the elastic cord needle to string this. Because it's hollow, it's going to be really hard for me to get that elastic through there without it coming out one of the other openings. Okay, so I need to keep going with the Heishi beads in the back. And I'm just measuring on my ruler on my mat down here. So you want to make it longer than you normally would because these beads are so large. They take up some of the inner circumference of the bracelet. Okay, so there we go. I am just going to slip on one of these, and then I will put my elastic cord in the hook, get that in there, and then I will ease my beads on down onto my elastic cord. There we go. And then we want to cut off the part that's been in the hook because it's no longer structurally sound and it will snap your bracelet. Okay. And of course I pulled a couple off, but that's okay. All right. I'm going to cut enough to tie off of our elastic cord. And I'm just going to check this on my wrist because it does look, even though I made it longer because of the circumference of the beads, I'm thinking it might be just a little too long. I think it'll be okay. So then I'm just going to snip. And then we want to pre-stretch our elastic before we tie our knot. This stuff is actually super stretchy, because if you don't, your bracelet will stretch out over time and you'll have to restring too quickly, or could result in not staying knotted. So I am going to find my glue. And then I am going to knot my bracelet. Okay. This glue, I've been saying this for months, this glue's a hot mess, but I waste not, want not, right? I need to get a new one, but there's still quite a bit of glue left in here. So then I'm just going to make sure that there's glue on both sides of that knot, and then put your cap back on your glue as quickly as possible. And I will set that aside for 5 minutes to dry, but isn't that cute? And it looks perfect with our necklace. And this will go with the other African necklace that I made with leather a couple months ago too. So I'm really excited about that. So one other thing I think we should do is make a memory wire bracelet. I'm thinking using these. These, we're gonna make like a summery bracelet, like sunshine bracelet. Ooh, these are just sitting out on my desk. Oh yeah, some yellow cat's eye beads. Maybe some of these bead caps. And then I also grabbed some sun charms. Sun and moon charms. Oh, I didn't know there was a moon on there, but still, double-sided. I think that'll be cool. And let's see. All right, let's find our memory wire. I'm gonna find my memory wire cutters. These are so easy. I haven't done one on my channel in a while, but you know, they're fun. I'm just going to cut a few rings. I don't like them to be like 5, 6, 7 rings. That's just too much for me. But I like, you know, up to 4. 2, 3, 4. Cut these. We'll see how it goes. Then there's still enough for another one. So I usually put an earring stopper on here so I can put my beads on without them falling off and without having to curl, so I don't have to cut that off or restring if I make a mistake or decide to change my design. So we'll put that on the end like that, and then I'll come from the other side. I'm just going to open up my beads. I'm a pattern girl, although I do like color blocking once in a while, so I'm probably just going to do a pattern and then repeat it around the bracelet. And then we'll make a pair of matching earrings. And then that'll be 4 things that we made out of this kit. I mean, granted, I used some of my own things, but I think that's what we all do. So, all right. Sorry, it's a bead mess. So, let's just see. I'm going to put 3 of these out and then 3 of these. Grab a bunch of these guys. Okay, super easy pattern, and we'll just repeat that until I feel like finishing the bracelet, and you can put the charm on the bracelet itself, or you can put it, you know, hanging off of one of the edges of the bracelet. I haven't decided which way I want to go yet, but you want to make sure that you decide it before you start stringing, because you might have a problem with the way that the bracelet fits. If it might be too tight if you don't allow room for the jump ring. I hope what I just said makes sense. Okay, now I want to decide which bead I am going to put our bead caps around. Yeah, I think it should be around the white ones. Okay, so I'm just going to get started, and I will find the other end of my wire. Here it is. And I'll start at the end with one of my glass beads. Well, they're all glass beads, but one of my faceted glass beads. And start going. You can obviously put some more spacer beads in here if you'd like. Actually, I could probably put them around the yellow beads too, now that I'm thinking about it. Get a little bit more bling in there with the gold. Yeah, that looks nice. Actually, it looks a little vintagey. I like that. Okay, so there is our quick pattern. And of course, you can do whatever you'd like, but I'm just kind of giving an example. I'm going to go ahead and bead the rest, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we have several wraps, and I really think this looks so vintage, like kind of like 70s, late 60s, 70s-ish. Just those colors. I really like them together. And we'll hang the charm at the end. Do I want it? I don't know. Sometimes I like it hanging on the end, but I kind of feel like this guy could go... I think he's going to be cuter on the bracelet itself. So let's find our jump rings. And then I'll just find, I guess, a place that I like where I think it'll be towards the front of the bracelet, but I can never tell. I'm going to put it in the middle between two of these orange beads. Oh, he fell off. There we go. About like that, like it's a spacer almost. It there, and then I am going to make sure I have enough. Yes, I have enough at the end, enough room. So I'm going to snip this about half an inch, quarter, 3/8 of an inch over here. And you can either curl it in or curl it out. I tend to curl it out. It's just a little easier for me. And just make a little loop, a little simple loop. And then I'll go to the other end. And we don't want this to be too tight because then it's just going to be a wonky bracelet. So we're just making sure that these are all on there, but it's just like our necklaces. We want it to be kind of loosey-goosey because we don't want it, if it's too tight, the bracelet won't curl correctly. I'm just going to snip off a little bit of that. And then we're just going to make our loop again. There we go. All right. So here is our really cute, I think, vintage inspired bracelet, or at least retro inspired bracelet. I love that color palette. I just think of like a 70s kitchen when I'm looking at this color palette. And of course I'll have a better picture of it, but that was fast, wasn't it? And I really only used one bead and a charm that wasn't in the kit. So if you have a few yellow beads, throw it in there. You have a nice sunshine bracelet. Okay, so I totally missed a prime opportunity to use these noodle beads, but they were out of my line of sight when I was making this bracelet, but that would even be really cool on your memory wire bracelet. I did want to make a pair of earrings really quickly. These are probably going to more closely match the first pair of earrings, but I just got these frames from Walmart, and I grabbed a couple of these and a couple of these that were left, and I'm just going to take out my ear wires and the head pins that were in the kit. And we'll just straighten those out. I am just going to do a simple loop on these. You can wire wrap if you really want to. Okay, and then we'll just do a simple loop. That guy's gonna go down here. And this guy will go on the top. And then we'll do the second one. See? Simple. You could put a charm in there. You could do whatever you want. You could do a couple beads. Okay. All right, and then I'm just going to attach these right onto our ear wires. And just like that, we have 4 pieces of really fun jewelry. I really like these. I love how it showcases that big bead at the bottom. I'll show you better pictures of them finished on a nice background. But look at all the stuff we have left. So these are the white and gold leaf beads. We've got a couple of these guys left. All of my noodle beads. We have some ear wires. We have all of these strands, like the rest of those strands. We didn't even touch those beads. A lot of these bumpy pearls, some of the faceted orange beads, a bunch of bead caps, and then we still have some head pins, some elastic cord. I don't know where I put it. I get a little messy. Some elastic cord and a little bit of wire even left. So, oh, and some memory wire. So I think that's a lot left. Oh, and I forgot these 2 strands too. So we still have 4 strands left. I think it's a good deal for the money. It's 20 bucks with shipping included, and you get, a starter kit and some stash building stuff. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for Goldie. She's absolutely adorable. Make sure if you're interested in signing up, you use the coupon code TURQ35, TURQST35 for 35% off of your first box. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye-bye.